Good morning, everyone. I'm back with another card for Tuesday, my terrific Tuesday card. My name is Sherry Minnie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Kingsburg, Colorado, which is a small town about 45 minutes northeast of Denver. And today I'm going to be featuring a masculine card. It is using something that's been retired, which I was very sad about. At least part of it's retired and part of it's still available. But I'm needing masculine cards, and I never have enough, and it seems like that's one of the harder ones for me to get made. So today we're going to do a masculine card featuring the airplane set. So it's just a simple card, and I made it kind of generic so I could use it for any occasion that I might want to. And so here are the supplies we are using. The stamp set, Adventurous Sky, is retired, no longer available. I'm keeping it in my stash because I always like to keep masculine sets in my stash. The dies that go along with it are also called Adventurous Sky. These are still available. They are on the last chance list. You can find that at my online store at sherryminnie.stampinup.net, and they are still available as of today anyway. And then we're also using a current die set that I use a ton. It's the Stylish Shapes dies, and we're using this round, the largest round. Our ink colors for today are Secret Sea, a new in color, and Smoky Slate, that's a neutral that's been around for a very long time. We are also using something that I don't use very often, but I've decided I'm trying to make use of things that I haven't used in a long time, and this one is these are the watercolor pencils, and I'm going to be using this one here. It's called the Old Olive. There's actually two sets in here. Stampin' Up! Has two different sets, but you have almost every color that you could ever need. You can see some of them I've used quite a bit, but I haven't used them in a long time. And then we'll be using a blender pen to help with this, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. And then I'm just using some retired metallic embellishments. You could use whatever kind you wanted. I'm really on a kick here of trying to use up what I have as much as I can. So to get started, in your packet, I'll put the card here so you can see again what we're doing. You'll have a basic beige card base. This is our usual 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You'll have two pieces of basic black cardstock. These each measure, let's see, what do they measure? Did I write it down? Yeah, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. One is for the front, and one I'm going to put in the back, or in the middle, just inside, just to dress it up a little bit. You'll have a piece of basic white for the inside. This is 3 3/4 by 5. You'll have a couple of pieces of basic white for die cutting and stamping. This is going to be for our airplane, and I think it's what is it, about 3 by 4 1/4. And then you'll have a small piece to cut out our cloud with, and this one measures roughly 2 by 4. Then we're going to have the designer series paper for the front. This is 3 7/8 by 5 3/8, I believe, or 5 1/8. And we will be trimming this from corner to corner, making it a diagonal cut. I am changing it a wee bit. I kind of made this green piece smaller because I wanted more of the black to show. I thought it would look better. So it'll be a little bit different from the front. And then just, like I say, our white pieces. So to get started, I think we'll actually do our stamping first. And what we're going to do is take this little piece here. We'll be using our dies. And we're going to stamp in, first of all, we're going to cut this out. Since our stamp set is photopolymer, we can see through it, so we can actually cut it first. So here's the cloud shape. That's what we're going to be using. And we're going to put it on here, and we'll run it through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And when you do that, you end up with a little cloud that looks like this. And so then we are going to actually stamp our greeting on that in the secret C. And as I say, since it's clear, since it's photopolymer, it's pretty easy to stamp. And it says, "You're the best, plain and simple." And it just fits inside of our little cloud shape. Okay, just like so. I'm gonna let that dry because that's pretty intense. And then on the inside, we're gonna stamp. Oh, you know what? I forgot to bring over one ink color. But you know what? We'll just do the basic grays. On this one, I don't know if you can even tell. I did it in a blue, but I didn't bring that color over. So we're just going to do it in the basic gray. It'll be fine. So the first thing we're going to do is, I'm going to shut this up because it's such a dark color. And if I put my finger in it, you know what's going to happen. So here we have the clouds. We have our basic white inside piece, and we're going to stamp this. And I am actually going to stamp this off because I want it to be quite light. And then we will stamp this right here. I don't know how the lighting is today. I tell you, the weather in Colorado has just been so weird. Our inside saying says, "Flying by to say hi." So we've had 3 days of extreme heat. I mean, 100 degree, which is kind of unusual for Colorado. And then, oops. Okay, overs. I used the wrong color, which I knew I was going to do. So let's try this one more time. We will do I can't talk and stamp at the same time, I guess. We'll do the clouds one more time. Okay. And then today, as I was saying about the weather, today we're like right when I was going to go walking this morning, and there was a pretty decent wind breeze, and it was only 54 degrees and it was chilly. And I said, "No, I'll walk later." So here we're going to do in the secret C, so it shows up, we're going to do "Flying by to say hi." Okay. So that's done. I think we have all of our, oh no, one more little couple of things I want to stamp. I'm going to do this smaller plane in the smoky slate. And I'm going to put that down here in the corner. And then I'm going to put it, oh, I guess I've already done this. Oh no, that's the wrong envelope, sorry. I'm going to do it on this envelope. And just for kicks, I'm going to actually do it a couple of times on the flap. Okay, now I think we are done with our stamping. With the exception of our big airplane that we're going to color. I guess I could get that done too without, and I won't have to come back to it. So we're going to stamp this again in the smoky slate. Like so. Now we are done with our stamping. And we're going to take our Old Olive watercolor pencil, and I'm just going to kind of do the, I guess, the fuselage of the plane, and I'm going to kind of just do it lightly, and I'll show you what we're going to do with the blender pen. I don't like the marks that you see when you use a watercolor pencil. I like it to be more smooth, and so we are going to be using our blender pen to smooth out the lines. And so I'm not going to be coloring this real solid. I hope you can see or any of you guys gardeners, I am not by any means, any shape or form, but I do so love fresh grown tomatoes, and I have tried. This is my 3rd year. Last year, they didn't do too badly, but they were such small tomatoes. I mean, wow, it's not supposed to be cherry tomatoes, but they weren't much larger than that. So this year I bought some really nice tall ones. They were, looked really good, very healthy, doing very, very well. And last week, I think it was just last week, we had hail. So I don't know, they look so bad. I don't know if they're going to pull through or not. Oh, I see some that I forgot here. Just a minute. Okay. So now you take your blender pen, and you can use this on any color. It's got some kind of fluid in it. I don't really know what. And when you're done coloring, you just wipe it on your paper and it goes away. But I'm just going to use this, and hopefully you can see. I'm just going to use this to kind of smooth out what I've already colored. And I don't really care if there's a little bit of white that stays showing. Doesn't bother me at all. Kind of adds a little interest to the card, I think. But I do want to get rid of all the lines. I don't like the lines. And I don't rub. You don't want to put a lot of pressure because you don't want it to make your paper peel from being too wet. Or pill, I guess that's what they call it. Okay. Whoops. Just lost my instruction sheet there. Okay. Now, so then I just take this and I rub it on my paper, and it just takes the color right out, and I can use it the next time when I'm ready to use it, and somewhere I've laid the cap, but oh, there it is. And they last. I've had this forever. I think they come in a set of 2 or 3, and I've had them forever. They last a very, very long time. So then what we do here is we take this and we take our die, and we're going to lay it here. And I actually, on mine, when I ran it through, I did put some tape on it to hold it down so it would stay in place. And we're going to, again, run it through the Stampin' and Cut Emboss machine. And we are going to end up with a little plane that looks like this. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of designer series paper, and you could use whatever kind you wanted. Like I say, I'm just using up things that I already have. And we're going to take our trimmer. This is a Stampin' Up! Trimmer. Great, great trimmer. And we're going to, here's the cutting edge right here, the little groove. I think you probably can see that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper, and I'm going to take I want it to cut this direction. So I'm going to put this corner and this corner right in that groove, and then I'm going to cut it. And it lines up very nicely, cuts really easily. Now I do start my cutting in the middle because I don't want, sometimes when you start up here, then you'll kind of bend up the end, especially on a sharp corner, but so I start in the middle and cut it. And then you end up with 2 rectangular pieces like this. Okay. And then we'll take one of our black sheets, basic black layers, and we are going to put this on here, and we'll have a little bit of a border. Just not a large one, just a smaller one. And I'm actually going to use my green cap glue because I want to be able to move this around a little bit because I never get it right the very first time. So I'm just going to put a little bit of, well, maybe a lot. I forgot this is a new tube. I'll just take my little silicone thing and kind of take off some of the excess that I got on here. And then I'm just going to take and put it as close as I can, get it straight. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. Hope you can see. Guys, my lighting is just, I don't know, it's such a cloudy, and we're going to get rain today, and the high is the low, barely 70. So it's like I say, it's up and down in this state this year, and I don't know, my poor tomatoes, I so wanted them to do well, but I think I'm going to have to give up on them. And then we're going to take this one, and we're going to again do, just kind of try to do the same amount of a border. And you can see the comparison of how much more black you can see, especially in the middle, and I like that a lot better. So if I make any more of those, it'll be done that way. Okay, and then now we're going to take our card base. This is going to go on the front. You can use your tape runner, whatever you want. You all know that I'm pretty much a liquid green, I would call it the green cap glue. It's really Tombow multi-purpose glue, but I just have always called it the green cap glue. And this is a small border, again, not a very large border on the front. I always rub mine with some kind of rag, because that way if anything gushes out, it catches any little extra that I may have gotten too ambitious with my liquid glue. And now we're going to put the inside in. And this one has a pretty substantial border. So I wanted the black to really kind of offset the inside. And we might as well put this in while we're doing all this. This will probably end up being a birthday card. It seems like I need more masculine birthday cards than anything else, but I thought I'll just make it generic just in case. Okay, now all we have to do is work on our focal point. And here is, out of this designer series paper, I used, whoops, sorry about the noise. I used this largest circle die, and I ran it through the Stampin' Cut emboss machine, and I ended up with my little circle like that. Okay, and so I'm going to take my clouds and I'm going to put them across the top, and I actually put it right up to the top of the circle, the top highest part of the little cloud I put at the very top of the circle, and I kind of just put glue in the middle because it does hang over a little bit. And I tried to get it somewhat equal, but it's not super important because of the shape. Sorry, my allergies are non-stop this year. Okay, and now we're going to take our plane, and it's going to be on the bottom portion of our circle. And again, on this, I just kind of did the middle part because it does stick over a little bit. And you can have it tipping up a little bit if you want, or you can make it go straight. Doesn't really matter. Whatever you like. Okay, and then I did use dimensionals on this. Let me see. Do I have some big ones started? Yes, I do. Well, it's going to be the 4th of July pretty soon. I can't believe how quickly it has arrived. We have lots going on at church, and my husband's family will be here. We're having a little memorial service for my husband's brother that passed away, in February, and everybody's kind of coming here, and we're just going to do a little memorial service for him, and so there'll be a lot of activity involved with that, and it'll be nice to have quite a few of the nieces and nephews. Out of 11 children, there's only three left in my husband's family as far as the children go. My husband, and he has 2 sisters. So, but we have lots of nieces and nephews, and a lot of them are coming, as are some of my grandchildren, so it'll be nice. Okay, now we're just going to take and put on some dimensionals, and like I say, you can use whatever ones you would like. I am using some retired things that I had, and you just place them wherever. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. You just use them wherever you wish. It's always kind of hit or miss on where I put them. Sometimes I really like where I put them, and other times I'm like, I don't think I really like that. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. It looks nice. And it just adds a little bit of pop to it. And this is not shiny, or this is not sparkly. It's just metallic. So I thought that was pretty appropriate for a masculine card. So that's it, ladies. That's the card for this week. Again, as always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at suaddicted@gmail.com. My blog is simplylovestampin.com, and this video and the dimensions and everything for this card will be posted on there later today. And as always, if you need to order something or you're interested in anything and want to just look at it, you can go to my online store at sharemini.stampinup.net. And I will see all of my ladies Thursday and Friday that are coming to class this month. This is one card that we will be doing, and I have one more masculine card that we're going to do. And I'll do a video on that probably next week. So thank you again for taking time to watch this. I so appreciate it, whether you watch it in the daytime or in the evening. May God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.